Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive with us. And this time we're going to be looking at something that could really shift your new year.
Cool.
And I'm not talking about those resolutions that fizzle out by February. We are going deep on journaling.
Okay.
Not just as a way to vent or whatever,
Right.
but as a really powerful tool for actually achieving your goals.
I love it.
We found this blog post from being prompted.
Okay.
And it really caught my eye because it goes beyond the usual feel-good stuff.
Yeah.
And it actually dives into the science behind why this works.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
This blog post really emphasizes the practical side of journaling.
Okay.
But what I find particularly interesting is this idea that it's not just about mindlessly jotting down whatever's on your mind.
Right.
It's about intentional action.
Okay.
Using journaling as a tool to clarify your vision for the year ahead.
So it's about clarity.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm guessing there's more to it than just making a list, right?
Exactly. It's about digging deeper.
Okay.
And asking yourself some hard questions.
Right.
What do you actually want to achieve this year?
Right.
Not what you think you should want.
Right.
But what truly resonates with you.
Okay.
On a personal and spiritual level.
Okay.
The blog post encourages us to think about how we want to feel, what kind of growth we're seeking, and what our ideal spiritual journey looks like in the coming months.
I've got to admit, I'm a bit skeptical about the whole spiritual journey thing.
Sure.
Can you break that down for me a little?
Okay.
What exactly does that look like in the context of journaling?
I think it's different for everyone.
Okay.
For some, it might be about exploring their beliefs and values.
Okay.
For others, it could be about connecting with a sense of purpose or meaning.
Okay.
Journaling can provide a safe space to explore these deeper questions and to document your evolving understanding of your own spiritual path.
I see. So it's more about self-discovery than any specific religious doctrine or...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, some folks might think, oh, great, another self-help tactic.
Right.
Is there anything in the blog post that speaks to those who are maybe a little hesitant?
Well, there is this pretty compelling statistic from a study by Dr. Gail Matthews that the post mentions.
Okay.
Apparently, people who write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them.
Wow.
That's almost a 50-50 chance just by putting pen to paper.
42% is huge. That's
Right.
not just a coincidence.
No.
There's got to be something happening in our brains when we write things down that makes them stick. What's the science behind that?
That's where neuroplasticity comes in.
Okay.
It's the brain's amazing ability to rewire itself based on our thoughts and actions.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I need a little more on this neuroplasticity thing. Can you explain how journaling actually changes our brains?
Imagine your goal is like a wisp of smoke,
Okay.
just floating around in your mind.
Okay.
When you write it down, you force your brain to solidify that thought.
Okay.
It's like taking that vague idea
Okay.
and turning it into something concrete
Okay.
that your brain can grasp.
So it's not just about the words on the page.
Right.
It's about the mental process
Yes.
of focusing and giving that goal more weight.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That act of focusing strengthens the neural pathways associated with your goal.
Okay.
It's like building a mental muscle. And the more you revisit your journal, the stronger that muscle becomes.
So journaling is like strength training
Yeah.
for our brains,
Wow.
specifically for the pathways related to our goals.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But what about those big, overwhelming goals that feel impossible to achieve?
Yeah.
How does journaling help with those?
Well, the blog post emphasizes the importance of breaking down those goals into smaller, actionable steps.
Right, because become a millionaire is a bit daunting.
Right.
But create a budget and save $500 this month
Exactly.
feels much more doable.
Exactly. Specificity is key.
Okay.
Both for our brains and, as the blog puts it, for the universe.
I love that.
It's about giving ourselves,
Okay.
and maybe even the universe, clear instructions.
So we've got the clarity of writing down our goals.
Right.
We're strengthening those neural pathways.
Yeah.
And we're breaking things down into manageable steps.
Yes,
It's all starting to come together.
it is.
But what about our mindset? We all have those pesky negative thoughts
Yes,
that creep in and try to sabotage our progress.
for sure.
How does journaling help with that?
That's a great point.
Okay.
Journaling can be incredibly powerful
Okay.
for addressing those limiting beliefs.
Okay.
Instead of letting negative thoughts run wild in your mind, write them down.
Okay.
Get them out in the open.
So it's almost like you're externalizing those thoughts.
Yes,
and then you can actually examine them.
Precisely.
Okay.
And once you see them on paper,
Yeah.
you can start to challenge and reframe them.
Okay.
The blog post gives the example of turning "I can't stick to goals" into "I have the power and discipline to achieve my goals."
Oh.
It's about consciously choosing more positive and empowering language.
Reframing those negative thoughts. I like that.
Yes.
It's like taking control of the narrative in your own mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By shifting your language, you're essentially retraining your brain to focus on what's possible rather than what's holding you back.
This is all great, but how do we make sure we're actually making progress toward our goals? It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of setting intentions.
Right.
But then life gets in the way.
Yeah.
And those journals end up gathering dust on a shelf.
That's where the blog post's emphasis on tracking progress comes in.
Totally.
This is where your journal becomes like a personal GPS for your journey.
A GPS for the soul.
Okay.
I'm intrigued. How does that work?
The blog post suggests revisiting your journal regularly,
Okay.
maybe weekly or monthly,
Okay.
to assess how you're doing.
Okay.
Are you on track with your goals?
Okay.
Do you need to adjust your course? It's about staying accountable to yourself
Right.
and making sure you're moving in the right direction.
I can see how that would be helpful, especially since it's so easy to set a goal in January and completely forget about it by March.
Exactly.
This regular check-in would definitely help with accountability.
And it's not just about accountability.
Yeah.
It's also about celebrating your wins along the way.
Okay.
As you track your progress, take the time to acknowledge how far you've come, even if it's just small victories.
That's a great reminder. We often get so focused on the end goal that we forget to appreciate the journey.
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance. Being driven, but also being kind to yourself.
So far, we've talked about clarity, breaking down goals, mindset shifts, and tracking progress.
Right.
That's a lot to unpack.
It is.
But what I appreciate about this blog post is that it goes beyond theory and actually provides some practical tools to get started.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. The blog post includes a whole section dedicated to journaling prompts. Organized by different areas of life.
So we've got personal growth goals, spiritual growth goals, using that definition we talked about earlier, mindset and motivation prompts, and even prompts for progress and accountability.
Yes.
It's like a choose-your-own-adventure for journaling.
I love that analogy.
And since we love to give our listeners a little something extra, we thought we'd share some of our favorite prompts from each category.
Okay.
Get your pens ready.
All right. For personal growth goals, this one really stood out to me. What one habit do I want to develop that will have the biggest positive impact on my life?
It really makes you think about what truly matters.
It does.
And for spiritual growth goals, how about this one?
Okay.
What does my ideal spiritual life look like in 6 months? I love how it encourages you to visualize what that means for you personally.
Yeah.
And for mindset and motivation, this one resonated with me.
Okay.
What is my mantra for 2025? Choosing a phrase or affirmation that you can come back to throughout the year can be incredibly powerful.
It is.
A mantra to guide you. That's great. And finally, for progress and accountability, I'm drawn to this one.
Okay.
What small wins can I celebrate each month to keep myself inspired?
Oh, yes.
Such a good reminder to acknowledge and appreciate those little victories.
Absolutely.
I think those prompts are a fantastic starting point for anyone who wants to experience the benefits of journaling for goal setting.
Yeah.
And there's one more benefit we haven't even touched on yet, and it's a big one.
Lay it on me.
Stress relief.
Oh, yes.
Now, that's something we can all get behind.
Yes.
But how does scribbling in a notebook help with stress?
Let me break down the science.
Okay.
When we journal, it activates our parasympathetic nervous system.
Okay.
Which is responsible for our rest and digest response.
Okay.
It's like hitting the relaxation button in our brains.
So we're chilling out our nervous systems while working towards our goals. That sounds like a win-win to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Journaling provides a powerful outlet for processing emotions and managing stress.
Okay.
Which is especially important in our fast-paced world.
We've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've talked about the science of neuroplasticity, the importance of clarity and breaking down goals, the power of reframing negative thoughts, and even the stress-relieving benefits of journaling.
It's pretty amazing.
I'm feeling inspired. What are your key takeaways so far?
For me, it all comes back to intentional action. Journaling isn't just about randomly writing down thoughts and feelings.
Okay.
It's about using it as a tool to clarify your vision.
Okay.
Break down your goals into manageable steps.
Yeah.
Shift your mindset and track your progress.
Okay.
It's a powerful way to take control of your own narrative.
I love that.
And create a life that aligns with your true desires.
Taking control of your narrative and using the power of your own mind to shape your reality. That's powerful stuff.
It really is. And, it's interesting that the blog post focuses on a year-long timeline for goal setting.
Okay.
But I think this journaling approach could be applied to so much more.
That's a great point. What if we use this same process for shorter-term goals or even daily intentions?
Exactly.
The possibilities seem endless.
They do.
That's definitely something to ponder.
It is. On this deep dive into the transformative power of journaling.
We hope you found this exploration insightful and inspiring. And remember, the best time to start writing is now, so grab that pen and paper and let the journey begin.